How's it going, everybody? This is Beat the Bush. This is the Renpho Chroma Aspire Smart Scale. It has included Wi-Fi and RGB lighting. Let me go back and unbox this and show you what's included and all the features. The instruction manual, it's called Chroma Aspire. It includes a USB-A to USB-C cable. There's a tray, nothing else below that. Renpho has two different apps called the Renpho app and another one called Renpho Health app. This scale works with the Renpho Health app, so make sure to download that one instead. Typically with these scales, you have to step on and then step off of it so it can self-calibrate. It also requires a hard surface rather than you putting it on a carpeted surface. Personally, I think this is a very good looking scale. There's a Renpho logo in the center, although it sticks up a little bit. It's tapered about 45° on the front edge and also 45° in the back edge. This is just a design thing and it does look pretty sleek that way. The entire surface is glass except for this emblem over here. On the front, there's a reset hole, USB-C, and a microphone input. This allows you to wake it up with sound. Flipping it over to the other side, this is a typical construction of a body fat scale. All 4 feet will measure your weight. Each one of them have a load cell in it, and it adds up all of the weights to get your total weight. Notice there are these holes in the corners. These are screw holes that holds it together. Here's a look at the back label, 400 pounds maximum, 11.6 by 11 inches by 1 inch. There's an internal battery of 3.7 watt hours. It charges with 1 amp or just 5 watts. I've dimmed the light so we can see it a bit better. You step on it to turn it on, but it doesn't turn on because it's in shipping mode. Plugging it in. There we go, it turns on. It's saying 3.4 pounds right now, so we gotta step on it, let go, and it'll calibrate. It's plugged in right now and charging it a little bit at 0.53 amps. So it's likely more than half full right now. It says CHA means it's charging, and it has these little lines going upward saying that it's charging. If I unplug it, it'll stop saying that and it'll work. Let's see if we can leave it plugged in and if it'll still work. Let me step on this. Oh yeah, it still works. That's great. I generally like to put a very small weight on here to see if it still works. So here's a small weight, 4.8 pounds. Let me put something even smaller, 0.4 pounds. On the back, it does say the smallest amount it can measure is 0.4 pounds. This is great because then you can actually measure things for shipping. There are 4 distinct connected pieces on this scale. These shapes are actually ITO coded, so it's conductive all the way throughout this shape. When you put your foot on here, it's actually measuring the resistance between the top part of this scale and the bottom part. Same thing for the other side, of course. Now that I'm describing the ITO, I realize this Renpho badge here is likely what's connecting to all these electrodes underneath. Typically on glass is very high resistance. For example, on the edge over here, there's no ITO coding. So if I try to measure across it, see, it says overload, so it's very, very high resistance. However, if I touch anywhere on this shape, it's conductive and it's only 133 ohms across there. If I go closer, it's even lower resistance at 95 ohms. But if I go from one shape to another, it's 5 mega ohms, 5 mega ohms, 5 mega ohms. Similarly, if I go somewhere from this here to all the way up here, it's 512 ohms. Starting up the Renpho Health app, add a device, and if we just press on this scale a little bit to turn on the Bluetooth, this scale connects via Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. So initially we connect via Bluetooth first. We can connect to this body fat scale that appears right there, and it's connecting. It's successfully added. Every time you want to measure body fat, you want to step on the scale barefooted. This allows the electronics to work and measure your resistance across your body. Step on it to sort of activate it. It calibrates to 0.0 pounds, and I'm going to step on it. 142 pounds. And now it's going to measure the body fat information. 21.6 BMI, 13.5% body fat, 142 pounds. So it shows 3 different metrics and then it turned itself off. This particular scale actually has Wi-Fi, so you can go into the Wi-Fi setting over here and configure the Wi-Fi. Of course, you gotta wake it up first and then you say set up Wi-Fi, enter in your Wi-Fi password, and then it will transfer Wi-Fi information to the scale so that it can hook up to your Wi-Fi network. Now that is done, I can also update the firmware version. When it's updating, it says up on it, and it's almost done at 91%. There, it's done. Success. Typically, if it's Bluetooth, you have to have your phone ready so that the data would go into the app. When it's Wi-Fi connected, it'll upload to the cloud and the data will get fed into your app automatically. So no phone needed once you're connected to the Wi-Fi. We can go in Chroma customization and set the color theme. First, we will do RGB Rhapsody, which is kind of like a color changing thing, which changes to a blue, to a yellow. It just kind of changes color slowly. Orange Crush, a solid color. Tranquil Azure, Blue Beacon, Gentle Jade, which is a green. Luminous Lavender, a purple. Swift Sunbeam, which is kind of like blinking. This is annoying. And then there's more, so you can do just a solid red. So it's just a different way of setting up the lights. Maybe you like a particular color or color scheme. I'm gonna set it to orange for now. I'm 142 pounds. I have a goal of 145. That's something I set in the app. And more importantly is all the body composition data. It gives you your weight, your BMI, your body fat, skeletal muscle, fat-free mass, subcutaneous fat, visceral fat, body water, muscle mass, bone mass, protein, BMR, metabolic age. Keep in mind that this is a 4-electrode scale. If you measure yourself at the same time every day, it's always with the same amount of clothes, always maybe before a meal at the same time every single day, then you're gonna get consistent results. Because you're using the same scale, you can see a relative difference between what you do and use the results accordingly that way. Overall, I think the best feature is probably the lighting effects. It just looks really cool. I also like how it measures down to 0.4 pounds, so I can use it as a shipping mailer scale. If you guys are interested in this Renpho Chroma Aspire body fat scale, check out my affiliate link down in the video description below. Thanks for watching this video. Until next time.